Hello. Back in November, I bought this FZ-07 here. The thing is, I'm not a new motorcycle rider. Been riding for 13 years or something. Started an R6, so literally my first motorcycle I ever owned had more horsepower than this thing. Then I had an R1, and then I got into motards over the years, but like, this is like the first street bike I got back into. Often I've asked, almost immediately, why did you buy this bike over a more powerful bike? I didn't say that very well, did I? Why did you buy this over a more powerful bike? Specifically, don't give me shit. Why did you buy this over the FZ-09? And it is a question that needs to be asked. It's only $1,000 more after all, right? Why would you not just get the fast one? I said almost immediately that I would make a video about this, right? As soon as I bought this thing. And what has it been, like 6 months? And I haven't done it yet. That's just typical Jake fashion there. That, along with getting some new gloves today, that's part of the goal. These been caught on fire at one point. They may have gone too much. And yeah, you know, get the GoPro back, right? Oh god, I fucked up my angulations. Does it look good? Oh yeah, I'm not in neutral. Well, I bought it for the sound, duh. Oh god, what's up? Kickstand still down. I'm not good with bikes. A little pro tip for you, don't touch that one on the gravel road. Just use the rear one. You can spin up the tire and have a little fun. I wish I could just give you a single line answer, you know, this is why I bought this bike over that bike. Oh, fuck off, wind! Yeah! Where do we even start? There's so many individual reasons. The FZ-10, a lot of people ask that too. I think most people get that's like, there's a big price range difference and all these other things going on, and it's basically a naked R1. Probably just buy a second-hand R1, probably a crashed one, and make it look like the FZ-10 if you really wanted. You just start bolting random fucking weird, useless shit all over it, you know? Just try to make it as ugly as fuck, and it's basically an FZ-10. Give me a big old thumbs up. You might know who I am. I didn't exactly buy the quietest color of this bike. I think I'm pretty noticeable. 1, 2, 3, go! 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 Hi! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Oh, I forgot to use the clutch for shifting. Oh god, I broke it! That's a joke. I've had multiple videos on clutchless upshifting. I don't even want to... It's okay. Just let off the throttle. It's fine. That's the short of it. You don't need to go watch the whole video. Although you should, and accidentally, you know, maybe you fucking don't skip the ad. What do I look like in a... What do I look like? I look like an idiot. What do I look for in a motorcycle? Obviously, when I was younger and got into bikes, the first thing I wanted was a smart bike. That's why I got an R6, and then I had an R1. The faster it goes, the better it is! Being a new rider, you know, that's the biggest number that I think stands out to you is horsepower, the best! One of the big reasons I got this bike is because after owning my R1, I got into fucking supermotos. It just changes your aspect on what makes a bike good and not good. I mean, I went from a bike with over 150 horsepower easily to a bike that made about 35 horsepower, a DRZ 400. That bike was so amazing and agile. Such a huge difference coming from that R1 to that thing. Just the way you could flick that into a turn, the feedback you got from the machine. It was very forgivable, which lets you push and try things you wouldn't necessarily try. You know what I'm saying? You get to, you really become a rider on a supermoto. And I hate to like just, you know, I'm not trying to just bash anybody that rides sport bikes like they don't know. It's harder to get that feel from a street bike, especially a big, powerful one, because you're almost overwhelmed by the power and you don't... It's intimidating. I don't give a fuck who you are, how much of a Rossi you think you might be. A fucking 1000cc sport bike is a lot of bike, and I used to ride the piss out of mine. That is a lot of bike, and it requires you to respect it. And especially my years before they had all these fucking power modes and things. This thing doesn't even have electric throttle like control. You actually have manual control over this thing, which is pretty cool. I've actually come not to like bikes with electronic fly-by-wire as much. Not all of them are bad, but I find a lot of times there's a slight, just a little disconnect feel you have from that to actual go. I mean, it's slight, but I don't like it. Supermotos made me a better rider, just flat out. So when I would jump on like people's machines that were fast like I used to own and ride those, I always felt very comfortable on them. I felt better, like I could ride them more precisely. had a better understanding of feeling the bike out and riding it, manipulating it with your body. The Supermoto really gives you this sort of neat connection with the bike and machine, and it really will teach you to be a good rider. That's a good fucking starter bike right there. I've talked about that in great length on this channel. Get a fucking motard, especially if you're looking at something 300 cc's and less. Get like a WR250X or something like that. You will have so much more fun on that bike. But if you are looking to get a 650-ish bike as a starter bike, I do think you could start on one of these. That's maybe a whole nother subject. Whoa! Look at that fucking goop! That was a big one! I'm not even going to attempt to wipe that. It's going to make it worse. I'm just going to have to deal with it. When I looked at street bikes, top-end horsepower and speed is like down the list on things I look at so much. I'm actually more interested in torque, first of all. I love a punchy engine. An engine that just smashes and goes, okay? And that's what this thing does. The FZ-09 does have an incredibly good engine. It makes great torque. B-Rad, for instance, has an FZ-09, and he's had it for a little while now, and he could kind of do some wheelies on it, you know what I mean? Not like good, sustained wheelies. He's not that great at it, he'll admit it. He jumped on this thing and instantly was doing balance point fucking wheelies on it. Just fucking cranking her back. I'll tell you what a really good rider can do with one.
I'm gonna go home to Michigan and I'm gonna buy one of these too. For like wheelies and shit. Oh my god, that 7 is a dream.
It's like the gearing stock is almost like stunt bike mode, like at least the lower gears. And it's not even that the gearing is that short, it's that it just makes a bunch of torque out around this range of the RPMs right the fuck there. Not crazy fast though on the top end, it's really not. But I don't care about that. That's the thing the motard has made me love, is just a torquey, mean little punchy engine, okay? I'd ridden a few FZ-09s, and while they do have a very aggressive riding position, I like this position just a little bit more. It has a very short wheelbase, a very steep rake. Really, the chassis fits the engine, and that's important to do. That's something I can notice on motorcycles now when I ride them, is how well does this chassis fit this bike? If it had a whole lot more power, I'm pretty sure you'd be getting a lot of fucking speed wobble with this thing. The combination of very short wheelbase, steep rake, fast turning bike, it just flicks easy. It's surprisingly too with a 180 tire on the rear. I'm surprised they didn't go with a 160 on this thing. The quick turning, short wheelbase bike that's got a lot of torque. Seen this channel before. He's like, Jimmy! Just says the randomest shit. Like that light bulb was put there in 1863 by 4 good men named Jimmy, and they did it with heart and love and a couple popsicle sticks. I love supermotos all out, dude. That's like my favorite type of bike. They rip wheelies easy. They got that low torque. They have an engine that responds kind of like this engine. They've got gearing that feels like this engine. The biggest downside to a motard for me, they just don't have legs for the street. Like, they don't have good highway legs, and that's where this one comes in. What's up, guys? Don't shun me. I'm on the wrong bike. Oh, that's not good. What happened? I swear I have a life. I don't just hang out here. No, I don't. I'm only here. Dude, look at this dog. What's the dog's name? Milo. I had to see it. It just looks so cool. And you got the little doggles. Yeah. I mean, you can follow me if you want. I'm just going to go hit some back roads up. Yeah, glove reveal. Well, I've got the Joe Rocket, whatever. I don't even know what these are called. I just picked them up for now. Doggy. I left my turn signal on. I got it. I had this guy follow me. I forgot to get his name. But I've met him a handful of times before. Apparently I was up here when he bought that bike. Nope, he's a wild one. Now he's making me more nervous about taking him to the twisties. The FZ-07 on the twisties. It's a fun bike to lean around, you know. They talk about the suspension on this thing as if it's terrible, and it's not the best, but for real world riding, not these guys in California that always ride on these racetrack style roads or some shit, you know. I like the suspension on this thing, I really do. Talk about the FZ-09, and wait, it's like $1,000 more, right? But it really ends up being a little more than $1,000 bucks. Obviously, you got your tax, tile, and license. I want to say that this thing insured is costing me 60, 70 bucks or something. At first, I was like, ah! My WR is like, I think, 35 a month. It's not considered a super sport, which is huge. I used to be real self-conscious about, like, talking to myself while I was on the bike, and now I don't care what anyone thinks. Fuck them. gotta get a jacket and some jeans next time. Your mother wouldn't be proud? Well, of course, it's fine, man.